How about an herb that was used in the Great Flu Epidemic of 1918 and then tested again with promising results in the 2020 pandemic? So there I was trying to beat Lyme disease, and I was already taking some herbs and finding some herbs that could protect my organs, rebuild and repair my cells. But I wanted to know, what was the #1 herb for actually killing Lyme microbes? There had to be something that could actually destroy these things and get rid of them.
Now that's a lot of damage!
So I started reading up and looking, and I found a few interesting things. Japanese knotweed is helpful. Some other herbs are found to be helpful. A lot of them really help the immune system, which can end up, killing the Lyme microbes. But that's when I found about Andrographis on page 215 of Healing Lyme by Stephen Harrod Buhner, who is a master herbalist and probably the person who researched Lyme disease and especially herbs for Lyme disease more than anyone else in the world, writes about Andrographis as an anti-spirochetal. Now, Lyme disease is a spirochete microbe that's corkscrew shaped and drills itself into our cells, hides from immune system cells, and really does a great job at evading the immune system and staying alive inside of our body, using its corkscrew shape to get around. Now that corkscrew shape is why it is called a spirochete. And Andrographis has shown amazing, potent activity against spirochete microbes. So before, I didn't even know if it was possible to kill Lyme microbes. I mean, I know antibiotics can help with that, but really that's really just helping our immune system do it. But is there anything that actually kills Lyme microbes? And I wasn't really sure. As I've discussed in previous videos, I didn't want to take antibiotics for a few different reasons. I'm not gonna go into those right now. I have a whole video where I talked about herbs versus antibiotics and the differences between the two. But I knew that I needed to kill the Lyme microbes along with restoring balance in my body, restoring my cells, rebuilding and repairing cells and DNA. And I didn't know how I was gonna do that until I found out about Andrographis. Now, the really, really cool part about Andrographis is not only does it help kill Lyme microbes, but it also helps restore normal balance in your gut flora, which is actually the exact opposite of what antibiotics does. See, antibiotics kills all bacteria the same, so it can hurt your gut flora over time, which can lead to actual gut infections itself, which is a big risk as far as I'm concerned. So I decided not to use antibiotics for that reason, but Andrographis does the opposite. It helps and restores healthy gut flora so that you're not killing your bacteria, you're actually helping them while also helping your body kill Lyme microbes. So fascinating, so cool, so exciting. So not only did I start immediately taking it for my Lyme disease symptoms, but I also found a way to source it so that I could give it to as many people as possible. And that's exactly what I did. I started giving away free bottles of LymeWars Andrographis, and people were just paying the shipping costs, and I would ship them a free bottle of LymeWars Andrographis. And I had hundreds of people take me up on this offer to get Andrographis so they could use it in their life and they could start seeing results. Some people were emailing me, telling me how amazing it was and how much it was helping them heal, and they wanted me to send them more. But as you can imagine, giving away stuff for free is just not the best business model. It ends up not working out. It's not mutually beneficial because I ended up just paying way too much out of pocket and not making anything back. That's what happens when you give people stuff for free, which is a lesson I learned in 2021. I'm so grateful that I was able to help so many people though, and it really changed my outlook on the world. It really changed the way that I relate to people with Lyme disease, and it really changed my plan moving forward, because now I was able to think of it in a way that would be sustainable but also affordable for everyone to take part in. And that's when I created the LymeWars Herb Box. Now, the LymeWars Herb Box is the best possible solution for Lyme disease on the planet because it has 3 powerful, potent herbs that help with your fight against Lyme disease, so that you can take them every single day and watch yourself get better. They work really, really well. I still take them to this day. just to make sure that my Lyme disease stays in remission, so I'm not fighting an uphill battle, so I'm not constantly worried about Lyme disease right around the corner. And you can start taking them today as well. The really cool part, it costs less than $2 per day. That's less than a can of cola every single day. If you buy a Starbucks, you're probably paying 3 times more than what this costs every day. And inside the LymeWars herb box, you will find Andrographis, and it's one of our best herbs that we have. As I already explained, it really helps with killing Lyme microbes. It also has cardioprotective effects. It helps the heart. It is immune system enhancement, just like all herbs. It really helps with, being antibacterial, antifungal, and has a lot of antioxidants, and it's anti-inflammatory, just like most herbs that exist. And it also reduces the inflammation from cytokines. So when we get Lyme disease, a lot of the symptoms we experience are from the cytokine cascade that happens from the immune system reacting to this invader that's in the body that it doesn't know where it is, doesn't know what's going on. So there's this huge cytokine cascade of immune cells just trying to find the error. It knows something's wrong, but it can't seem to find it or fix it. So what happens is we end up with tons of inflammation in the body, and it starts to break down our tissues and wear on us, and that is the most of the symptoms that we feel, whether it's neurological symptoms, carditis, joint inflammation and joint pain, rheumatoid arthritis, all types of Lyme disease symptoms that you can think of. And I know the list is longer than my body of Lyme disease symptoms that can exist, because Lyme is not Lyme is not Lyme. Your Lyme disease is not the same as my Lyme disease, and it's different in every single person. So all you need to know is that LymeWars herbs will help you heal from Lyme disease if you take them every day, and if you start to change your lifestyle in order to be a more holistic life. Remember that herbs are just one piece of the puzzle, and the puzzle is massive and very complex, but they are a very important and powerful source of the puzzle that I would add into every single client that I've had. I always try to use herbs immediately as soon as possible. And the really cool part is, if you are taking antibiotics, you can also add in herbs as just an extra, benefit. Then you're kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone, or kind of just taking action in the most ways possible, using the widest net that you can to try and beat Lyme disease. Instead of just using one or the other, you can use all of them. What is the point of narrowing your focus into one thing when the benefits are the same whether or not you're using antibiotics? And this might actually help with antibiotic use as well, because as I said, it helps restore normal gut flora in the gut, while antibiotics do the opposite. So that can help as well. One of the coolest part about herbs too is just the length of time they've been used and the history behind them. Andrographis has been used in India, where it comes from, for hundreds of years, and there's so many uses and effects of people using these to treat different illnesses and different remedies, and using it for all types of things, from viruses to colds to Lyme disease and everything in between. There's people treating chronic illness with this. There's people using it for, as I explained in the beginning of the video, for the flu epidemic of 1918. This was used extensively, and it was tested again in the 2020 pandemic. So it just goes to show how powerful herbs really are, because there's such a wide range of benefits, and using herbs can really, like I said, cast the widest net over possibly healing from Lyme disease. One quick warning about Andrographis: about 1% of people that take Andrographis actually have an allergic reaction to it. So that's something to keep in mind. If you get this, I would take 1 first to make sure you don't have an allergic reaction. I've never actually talked to anyone that's had an allergic reaction from Andrographis. It's just something that I've seen in the literature, that some people have allergic reactions apparently. I never had a reaction to this. I've never had any of my clients have an allergic reaction to this yet. So definitely be careful, take 1 at a time, see what happens, then you can up the dosage over time. Really cool part about herbs is there's really no cap on the dosage limit. No cap! There is a recommended dose of 2 capsules, but you can kind of take 3, 4. You can kind of experiment and find out what works best for you and your body, because Lyme is not Lyme is not Lyme, Just like the way the herbs affect your body might not be the same as the way they affect the next person. So as Stephen Buhner writes about in Healing Lyme, we should always be experimenting with more and more dosage because we want to find the minimum effective dose for you. We don't just want to take a simple dose and just take the same thing over and over. We want to find what actually works. And sometimes taking more of a certain herb helps some people more than just taking the recommended dosage. We all have different bodies, we all experience different symptoms, and they all react differently to the different herbs that we take. So keep that in mind, and always talk to your doctor before starting a brand new supplement or herb. I highly recommend that. But again, the best way to get your herbs is the LymeWars herb box because it comes to you every month. You don't have to think about it, or you don't have to get it come to you every month. You know, we have an option to have a subscription or not to have a subscription. So either way, you get to have your herbs shipped straight to your door, so you don't have to think about it, worry about it. You don't have to prepare anything, make any teas or tinctures or go to an herbalist. You don't have to search for hours for all of the different herbs and source them from different places because they all come from the same place in this beautiful, convenient little box that shows up, and you can just open it up and take your herbs every morning and start to see results. That's really all we want. It works amazingly well, and we want to make sure that it was affordable. So again, it's less than a can of cola per day, less than a Starbucks coffee or even a Dunkin' Donuts coffee. It's time for you to take back your body and feel like yourself again. Look, I know how it feels to struggle with Lyme disease, feel like you're fighting an uphill battle, feel like nobody has your best interests in mind, or the system is broken and it's not helping you the way that you need it to. That's why we wanted to create a new system, a system where you get the help that you need and you have everything you need shipped straight to your door. And plus, we provide all types of other ways to get support, to get the detoxification that you need, and other ways in order to really kick your healing up a notch and bring in all of the holistic wellness tips and tricks that we use in order to get our clients better. We want to give all of that to you as part of the LymeWars herb box. The three most important things to us are, number one, results. We want to make sure that these work in the best possible way, that they actually get you better from Lyme disease. That is the number one most important thing that we care about. Number two is ingredients. And we know that a lot of other companies put in random ingredients, stuff that doesn't matter. We keep our herbs simple. We want it to be one ingredient, and it's the active ingredient that actually works and gets people results. And number three, we want it to be affordable so that everybody can afford the herbs that they need in order to get better. Because I know how it feels to be in the medical system and spending hundreds or thousands upon thousands of dollars to try to get better and not see any results. The doctor comes in and only sees you for 10, 15 minutes, maybe, because they have so many other patients that they have to take care of. But here at LymeWars, we use a coaching system where we can spend hours with our clients. We can spend day upon day helping them get better over time. Now, the LymeWars herb box doesn't come with coaching because that would be a separate thing, but it is the best possible place for you to start getting results on your own by taking the herbs that can kick it up a notch and help you bring in all of the antioxidant, antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal, anti-inflammatory properties and powerful, potent herbs that can basically change the game when it comes to trying to beat Lyme disease. They did for me, they do for my clients, and they certainly can for you as well. So it's time for you to take back your body and feel like yourself again. Don't wait any longer, because the longer you wait, the more Lyme disease gets its foothold in your body. Not only that, but the longer you wait is just another day with you feeling terrible, feeling like you can't get better, and just feeling like you're stuck without being able to move or make progress in your journey. And I know how that feels, and I don't want you to go through that anymore. So go grab your LymeWars herb box right now at LymeDiseaseWars.com, and I'll see you there. Thanks a lot.